Hello, everybody, and a very warm welcome along to Sportsbet TV, where we look forward to some great action on Saturday, the 26th of October. There is a cracking card at Cheltenham. There's also a very good card on the flat at Doncaster, where it's the final Group 1 race of the British Flat Season 2024. I've got one free selection for you for Saturday. If you're looking for more selections than that, then do seriously consider joining up at Out in Front, my subscription service at Patreon, the link for which you can find in the description box right below this screen. I'll have selections there for Cheltenham and Doncaster, and of course there's excellent racing as well on Saturday. We've already had a couple go really well on Friday at big odds, both placed. So things going very nicely over at Out in Front. If you happen to be new to this service, just finding us for the first time on YouTube, this is a free service that I offer with one or two thoughts every weekend on the racing. So just press the subscribe button below the screen and you'll be able to continue to receive my thoughts on horses offered at big prices, more often than not at double figures each way odds every week. Well, last week things didn't go for us. Indeed, October hasn't been anything to shout about, having had a winning September. But we're going to have to turn it around with our one selection on Saturday, because last Saturday, Metropolitan in the QA2 and Mr. Professor didn't run as well as I anticipated at Ascot. They both sank in the mud and disappeared. So one selection for you at Doncaster, where they're saying it's going to be soft on Saturday, but with a dry weather forecast on a track that tends to dry faster than any other in Britain, I think we could see good to soft ground. It's a really well contested event. The 425 is a 19-runner handicap. Hard to know if there's going to be any draw bias at Doncaster on the straight 7 furlongs. That's not really in our hands. Loads of horses with chances, and amongst them is the Tony Coyle trained Thunder Roar. Now, he goes well on soft ground, and he liked it at Doncaster too. He was a very solid second at York last time out, over a mile, but dropping back to 7 furlongs, absolutely no problem for him. My concern for Thunder Roar is if the ground does dry out, it would not help his cause. Now, if I take you all the way back to the start of the season, it seems a long time ago at Doncaster, the Lincoln Day, Thunder Roar found only one too good for him in the Spring Mile, the consolation race for Lincoln. And that one was Look Back Smiling, trained by Gemma Tutty, who's had a marvellous season. Look Back Smiling has run well a number of times this season since then, beaten a whisker in the Thirsk Hunt Cup, careful how I say that one, and was 7th in the Cambridgeshire not too many weeks ago at Newmarket. Soft ground are his preferred conditions as well. So again, drying ground would probably be against Look Back Smiling. Now, you'd have to say that the booking of William Buick for the James Horton trained Navaggio catches the eye. This horse has threatened to win a time or two this season, and I've put him up once or twice when he was placed. He likes easy ground. Another who wouldn't want to see the ground dry out too much, but his third at Haydock on his penultimate start is rock solid form in this particular grade and will give him a really big chance, Navaggio. Now, one interesting runner that we don't really know how much it has to offer is Mayal, right down at the bottom of the weights, trained by Steph Hollinshead. On a 4-timer, it's done really well at a lower level, rattling up a hat-trick. Only a 3-year-old, so open to improvement, of course, got bottom weight. How much better it's able to produce, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Zabriskie Point is another one of interest. He will appreciate easier ground than the fast ground on which he's been campaigning. He's only had a light campaign too, so he'll be relatively fresh compared to a lot of these, while the likes of Acadian Thunder and Darkness, both trained by David O'Mara, are also horses with fairly solid claims to lifting the prize. Now, John and Thady Gosden have a horse called Crown Estate, runs in the colours of King Charles, who's on the other side of the world at the moment. And it will be interesting to see if Crown Estate can cope on this kind of ground, having run on much quicker conditions most of the season. And then you've got old Baradar. Well, what can we say about him? We know about him. He's back for more for George Bowie. He's very, very temptingly handicapped. But the question is the horse as good as he used to be? I think the jury's out on that, on the evidence of this season, but he could bounce back. My selection, and a sporting one at that, in a wide open contest, is a horse called Rhythm Master. He's trained by Jeff Harker, and the man of Paul Mulrennan. Paul's had a particularly good year. And this is a horse who spent his first 3 seasons competing at a very high level, first for Richard Fahey and then for James Horton. As a juvenile, he was third in a French Group 1 and achieved a rating of 110 as a 2-year-old. He went on to finish 4th as a 3-year-old in the Jersey Stakes at Royal Ascot the following season, along with a number of very good efforts. But last year, he was restricted to just 4 runs. That was at a time when his owner, John Dance, was under investigation. Of course, John Dance is now, the investigation's continuing on, but there's all sorts of things going on there. And in the end, he was part of a dispersal of the owner's assets. And Jeff Harker bought this horse for 23,000 guineas this spring. He's had 4 decent runs from 5 starts for Harker, his new yard. And last time out, he was 5th of 16. An improved effort at York when he encountered his preferred soft ground for the first time in 2024. But more importantly, the Knavesmire run was over a mile, which stretched him out a bit too far. 7 furlongs is as far as he wants to go. He likes a bit of cut underfoot, no doubt about it, but he's down to a mark of 89. And as long as the word soft appears somewhere in the description, I think we can expect a big run from Rhythm Master now. He is offered at 12 to 1 each way at the time of this message for 5 places with both William Hill and Bet365, who were the only 2 companies going up early. So Rhythm Master is my suggestion to you in the 4:25 at Doncaster on Saturday. A reminder that if you want to take more selections of some pretty good odds, including at Cheltenham as well as Cheltenham and Doncaster, you can check those out at my Out in Front service via the link in the description box below the screen. And you've got the option to sign up at the best value, which is £25 a month without a tie-in. You can stop whenever you want, or pay £5 a go each time you want to access a page. So that's your choice, but thank you very much for joining me. I'm hoping that we're going to enjoy great racing both at Cheltenham and Doncaster. There's also terrific supporting action at Newbury and Kelso as well, amongst others. So have a great weekend and enjoy your racing. Bye-bye for now.